If it hurts, you ain't breaks, no get you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, blue games after this win in. Rest you again, we're here for the first May. Carry the body, keep it there for 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
The greatest fan base in college sports. I was looking out my hotel room last night, a bunch of orange walking around. You saw it this morning. Could feel it when we walked into the hotel yesterday. Our fans show up, they travel, they're passionate, they care 365 days out of the year. And, that's what makes this such a special place. The fan base is as good as it gets. And, it's always been a dream of mine to be a part of something that people care about, and they certainly do in a big way here.
It's day one, like I said, like I just told D-Rock. Hey, it's intensity from day one, from start to finish. Whistle to whistle blows to whistle in. All day, every day. I need everything you got. Everything out of you. All 15 days. Every practice. It starts right now. It's your time. It's your choice to be great. Let's pick that.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go, man.
Let's go. Tennessee on 2-1-2. Tennessee.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. The boys are here. Coach Jay's in the house. Captain D's here. Foul Ming is here. This is the worst part about what we do. Anytime you come on here and you do a live stream immediately after a loss, it sucks. Emotions are high. People are angry. People are mad. People want answers. We're just four dudes, man. We're four diehard, passionate Tennessee fans. We're on here to talk about it. We're going to break down the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to give our opinions, and that's what it is. And like I said, this is the worst part about what we do, but we're here to get through it together. Your opinions are welcome. Our opinions are welcome. And I'm going to kick things off by just saying I'm damn proud of this football team, man. And you may not want to hear that. I'm not here for moral victories. I'm not here to say, oh, we held around with Jordan. No. Josh Heupel put this football team in the position to win this game. Did he call the game perfect? Absolutely not. He did not. He did not call the game perfect. I felt like you had a couple of opportunities in this football game to put your foot on their throat and put them away, and you didn't. But at the end of the day, you put Max Gilbert in position to win this football game. Now, that said, Max Gilbert missed a field goal. That doesn't mean Max Gilbert is to blame for this entire football game. Max Gilbert has been money. Max Gilbert has been crucial for this football team down the stretch. So I refuse to sit here and put this game on Max Gilbert. What I'm telling you is we just went toe-to-toe with Georgia, and you can bet your sweet ass they don't want to see us again this year. I'm proud of this football team. I'm proud of these players. Am I ready to fire Josh Heupel? Am I ready to fire Tim Banks? Absolutely not. We're going to keep this thing moving forward. That's my opening thoughts. I'm damn proud of this football team. Coach, opening thoughts. 44-21, Georgia gets the win in overtime.
Yeah,
I think I texted you and Fal both a picture twice, just of coaches that I'm proud of and coaches that were around Joey, because I'm damn proud of how Joey played today. That doesn't mean there isn't criticism out here for this game. There will be, and we're going to jump into that. And you're right, there's 0 moral victories in this game. But with that said, it's also not college football of 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? Like, you need to bite down, you need to get better, and you need to go out there and continue to fight. There's a lot more football out there for this team, and I think a lot of people who a lot of people in this comment who are saying fire hype and things like that, and I get it. I'm overreacting. I overreact too. I'm going to have a lot of criticism for a lot of people here in a second. But my point is, a lot of people thought this team could be 4-8, 7-5, 6-6. You're looking at a lot better football team than that. Got a lot of work to do on the defensive end. I'm going to leave some meat on the bone. There's a lot of good and bad in this game to talk about. We didn't play a complete football game. We just did not play a complete football game. We were slow to adjust at times. We lost the adjustment game. Even though we did make some adjustments finally, we were still too slow to. We lost the adjustment game. Star Thomas, running back number 1. And guys, I think I have more notes than I've ever taken for a game. I have 50 pages of notes and 10 million things I want to say. But we're going to get all into that in a second. So with that said, disappointing, but we got to bite down. We got a lot more football to play, and we'll jump into it here in a second. Val.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. It's tough, still getting that little emotional reaction right out the gate. But, man, I can't help but there is no moral victories, man. And I want to start out as positive as I can be. There's no moral victories here, but you really went toe-to-toe. We'll go over some stuff and get into details later. But, I mean, I'm just looking up. I see first downs 28-23, third down efficiency 8-17, 5-12. Total yards 502 to 496. Passing 304, 370. I mean, like, I can keep going down this list. It's like completion attempts 23, 32, 24, 36. Like, we're dead locked, guys. Like, it just Tennessee hit it early. Georgia was a little more steady along the way, but it came down. It had some key drops, and I thought the wide receivers looked great to start absolutely on fire. I thought Joey looked good. Pretty much the whole game. I mean, there was a couple times, even when he threw a pick, his receiver fell down, right? But the first one was on him. He put it up there, gave him an opportunity to go up and get it, and things happened. But I thought the offense responded when they had to, but then we just didn't make some key plays towards the end when you absolutely had to have it. But what it came down to me was Georgia made the play when they had to have it. Tennessee just didn't. If you play that game out exactly like it went, 8 times out of 10, you probably make that field goal. So Tennessee should feel good about an overall performance because you probably should have won that game right there. But coulda, woulda, shoulda doesn't count. For me, it just came down to some key drops when we had to have it. Never established a running game, really. Even though we rushed for 125 yards, it didn't seem like it ever really clicked. Maybe a couple drives, but not as a whole. And then just penalties. Like, it wasn't like the whole game, but it was just key times, man. And if you go down this list of stats, the only one that really stands out, because even turnovers is 2-2, but penalties, Georgia 5 for 39, Tennessee 10 for 82. So really that's it. To me, it was a penalty at key times. We've seen it 1,000 times. Can't have it. Drops when you absolutely had to have it. Couldn't have it. Hit you in the hands, got to have it. But that's, to me, it's a deadlock game. Tennessee should have came out on top. You just had one too many drops, one too many penalties.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Coach said he had a bunch of notes. I have 0, basically, because, like you said, it was they made mistakes. We made mistakes. They just, they capitalized just a hair more on it when they had to. Should have never gone into overtime. Marched it right down the field, threw it up on us. Like you said, I mean, the biggest difference in stat really is the penalties, and they weren't egregious, but it was just enough at opportune times to slow momentum down, kill things. Just a bummer, just an absolute freaking bummer, because we've built to this point for so long, and don't know if we're still, if we're neck and neck talent wise, but we played pretty darn well across the board in a lot of ways. Phil Gilbert, that was we've seen it go both ways at this point. Yeah, kind of speechless a little bit too. My stomach's just now coming down from my throat. So just one of those games. Wish we could have pulled it through, but a lot of learning lessons. Hopefully we're okay on the injury front overall, and then can move forward to next week.
I'm going to catch up with you guys in the chat. We got over 1,000 people watching. Again, we're going to get your opinions. We're going to give our takes and keep it civil. Like, for real, can we keep it civil tonight? Like, can we just, I understand if you're mad, I understand if you're frustrated, but can we just pump the brakes and calm down and just have a conversation? That's what I'm asking the chat to do tonight. But I am going to catch up with you guys. Big Trey was in the chat early, and he was dropping a super chat for every score. So there's 7 for a touchdown, 7 for a touchdown. This fourth one, it took a while to get there, but there's another 7 for a touchdown. I'm trying to catch up. There's another 7 for a touchdown. Shout out Trey. There's a 3 for the field goal. Shout out Trey. There's another 3 for the field goal. Shout out Trey. And then he dropped a $20 super chat. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
He said, run it back in the SEC championship. Sign me up for that. I'm here for that. And I get it, man. People are going to get mad because you say you're proud of the team. People are going to get mad because you said they had an opportunity to win. That's reality. That's the truth. And if that makes you mad, I'm sorry. That's not me taking a moral victory. That's me saying we went toe-to-toe. Bring me the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship. Let's put the ball down and let's go play. I have every bit of confidence that this football team can go compete with Georgia. Matthew Taylor became a member of the channel. He also dropped a 20 spot. I'm not going to play the clip tonight. If that makes you guys mad, I'm sorry, just because so many people are dropping them. But Matthew Taylor drops a 20, says, go Big Orange. Shout out, Matthew. We appreciate your support. Caleb Bray for 5. Hate the 3 straight runs, 35-30. Could have iced it, plus turn time is awful. I want to talk about those 3 straight runs. We'll get into that. Carl for 2. Sham pushed the kick back. Line discipline screwed us. VFL Willie for 2. They didn't beat us. We gave it to them. I'm pissed. Joel Cooper drops a $10 super chat. Nothing to say, just a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate you, Joel. Nicholas for 5. We had 3 opportunities to win, and we failed all 3. Good game, but that was maybe our only chance. Good old Nate Pruitt for 20. Cover charge Boogie. Howdy, Coach Jay. Foul. Our leaders lost us that game. You can't let your foot off the gas pedal and expect to win against a team like Georgia. Either way, God bless and go Vols. I get what Nate's saying, and we're going to talk about that. But what did Coach Eibel just say after the Syracuse win? All you got to do is be the better team every week. What happens if Max Gilbert makes that field goal? We're all in here celebrating. We're talking about how Josh Heupel has beat the Big 3. We're talking about how the monkey's off his back. We're talking about how we're in control of our own destiny. 10-2, 11-1, 12-0, go to the college football playoff. Josh Heupel had this football team in position to win this football game. That doesn't mean that he coached perfect, but they were in position to win. Sometimes you got to execute. Roy Gibson for 20. That 4th and 6 touchdown, the push off, 100% was enough for pass interference. Oh, yeah, that was blatant pass interference. Blatant pass interference. I agree, Roy. I went to Twitter on that one. I should have texted a buddy. VFL for 10, run it 3 times up the middle when you have a chance to put them away. This is on the coaches. Bubba Strum for 5. My one and only comment, run the ball one more time before the field goal. I agree with that. Devontae Coleman, agonizing loss. We had it in the palm of our hand. Orbity, what a game. Why didn't they line the kick up? Regardless, he made the same kick in overtime. Tough loss, but this season is going to be a roller coaster. Dakota says our coach has no balls anymore. Rizzy for 10, you're on scholarship to be a kicker. Your only job is to kick. You don't need to cover 2 or 3 or your choice route assignments. You have to kick the ball, and you can't do that. Co-Life for 5. We didn't end it after the fumble recovery and settled for the field goal after 3 straight runs. Play calling lost us the game. Our boys won it. Caleb's been a member for 35 months. We appreciate you. Bad call to respot the ball at the end of the game. False start, froze Gilbert up. Got to just kick it. Good old Nate Pruitt. Also, howdy, Captain D. Missed you previously. Cody for 5, calling it now. Georgia versus Tennessee in Atlanta in December. Bookham Dano for 20. This loss is early, close, and against a good team. This gives me confidence we can win out. I agree, Bookham Dano. Timothy for 5. We did better than UCLA, and we got the better quarterback. Also, those interceptions weren't Joey's fault. Brad, 3 runs after the Georgia fumble killed momentum. Orbity, we missed Ricky and McCoy in the game. Of course, Timothy McGee becomes a member. Shout out, Timothy. Rolling season for 2. Why we not go on 3rd and 10 with 7 seconds left? I agree with that. Matthew Watson, same every year. Cletus, the barber, beefcake for 20. Yeah, it was conservative, especially after the turnover, but they showed heart. And I'll say this, our defensive backs may be young and inexperienced, but they're slow too. GBO. Seth for 10. Man, the game was ours. Good game, but really wanted that win. I don't think Joey's second pick was really his fault. Thought he played good overall. Yeah, Braylon fell down on that second pick. Daniel, I don't know what makes me angrier, Tennessee losing or Coach Jay's missed SMU call. Go Vols. 4 years ago, we were just happy to score a touchdown. Thanks for all you guys do. Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate it. Charles says, proud of the guys. Realistic for 5. Forget this loss and go beat Bama and Florida on the road. Blackout Jones says, a lot of things we still need to work on, but the sequence for me was a series where we ran 3 straight times. Aguilar had Georgia's defense on their heels. Randall Perry says, I'm sick to my stomach. Boogie, I'm not going to throw Max under the bus, but I say it time and time again, never put the game in the hands of the kicker. Man, I kept saying, can we pick up some more yards? Can we get closer? We're too far. We're too far. And we were watching the clock run, and it just felt like we were in cruise control. But, again, Max has been almost automatic. Bleed Orange Dorfy, good game, little things need to get cleaned up. If anyone is saying Fire Hype is on something, GBO. Dave Morrison, the PI against Tyler Redmond was BS. Another 2, the PI against Tyler Redmond was BS. Said it twice. Luke Thompson for 2. So upset at the outcome, but proud of our boys. Dalton Warren drops a $2 super chat. We appreciate you. Let me pause right there. We got a bunch of super chats backed up. I'm going to get to all of them. We're going to read through all of them. I appreciate your all support. Again, 1,000 people watching. Smash the thumbs up. Share out the link. We would appreciate it. Clearly, reading through those super chats, a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are frustrated that Josh Heupel didn't put it away. And I felt the same, man. Josh Joseph's sack fumble, it's 35-30. You take over in Georgia territory. I can't remember exactly where they were at. I think they were, 30, 35, somewhere around in there.
8 minutes to go.
I'm going, put this game away. It needs to be a 2-score game, not an 8-point game. It does not. We need to make this a 2-score game. I think part of Josh Heupel's conservativeness there, Sam Pendleton gets called for the false start. So what do? They run it 3 straight times. They take the field goal. It's an 8-point game. What does Georgia do? They go 9 plays, 75 yards, 4 minutes, 8 seconds, touchdown, 2-point conversion is good. And now we're all knotted up. Again, you go back down the field, you have an opportunity to win it. But, Coach, what are your thoughts on Coach Heupel being conservative in that moment versus trying to put his foot on their throat?
I don't like it, obviously. I think Heupel and Halsey and this offense are the best when they're attacking. And I think we saw that today, right? And I think if you asked Heupel, I think if you honestly asked him right now and when he goes back and look at it, he might have a different take on it, right? It's one thing to sit back and say it from your TV screen. It's another thing to do it perfectly in every single game, right? Just the fact he's got to be better in that circumstance. I'm not going to sit here and make an excuse for him. Doesn't mean I thought the offensive scheme for the most part was good. I thought it had a lull, too long of a lull where an adjustment needed made. I think that adjustment got made, but it took too much time. And we'll get into the defense. The defense had something similar happen, but it just took too much time. And I get it. They wanted to get this running game going, too. I mean, there was a point at the time, late in the third quarter, where we had 52 rushing yards. I mean, that's a lot. I wrote 52 rushing yards, almost start of the fourth, equals loss. I mean, it's in huge notes on my page. So I get wanting to run it, but look at what's working. Look at what the writing on the wall is in the game and what has been working and what has not been working. And aggressive down the field passing, it was what was working for Tennessee when it was clicking. So I didn't like that. But as far as the offense goes, that was rough, man. That one part of it was rough. I also didn't like on our last series, I didn't like being in shotgun for lining it up either. I'm not going to blame that false start on Joey Aguilar or Sam Pendleton. That wasn't their fault, nor the coaching staff. But I like that quarterback being under center. All he's got to do is take one step to the right and take a knee. The whole offensive line can hear him that way. You made a simple thing more difficult than it needed to be. Just a small detail, but I didn't like it.
I think sometimes we just get too scared. We're too scared. We line up and we run the football all game long. Like it's second nature to take the snapping shotgun, turn and hand it to Deshaun Bishop. Why do we have to run it with Joey Aguilar? Let's snap the football and give it to Deshaun Bishop and see if he breaks one, 10, 15, 20. Let him slide down. Let's have a chip shot.
Yeah, I do want to make one other comment too, because I saw someone say in the chat, if I'm nitpicking on the offense, I did not like Star Thomas not being in there in overtime. He was an absolute game changer in that game. He was the only running back. Peyton Lewis ran hard. Bishop ran hard today, but Star just was different than both of them, in my humble opinion. I don't know if y'all agree with me in the chat. Maybe say what you thought, but I thought Star Thomas, A, should be running back number one. B, should have been in that game at the end. He gives you another option in passing. And why are we still throwing to running backs not named Star Thomas too? We had some running back. I think last week it was Peyton Lewis dropping the ball out of the backfield. And this week it was Bishop.
Bishop had one last week too. Catch
Yeah,
football,
or Bishop had one last week.
Matthews had another drop. Catch football, man.
Yeah.
Catch football.
So know your strengths.
In the hand.
Yeah. Know your strengths, and I'll leave some meat on the bone on offense. But
I want to stick. I want to stick with.
I think undisciplined is a big theme of this game in a lot of ways. I really do.
I want to stick with being conservative there. And again, late in the game, you have a chance to go put them away, but also early in the game, right? We saw it first half, fourth down. Kirby Smart's got a 4th and 3 from his own 48. He's down 21-7. He feels like he's got to go make a play. What do? They elect to go for it. They find Zachariah Branch for 13 yards, and that goes to lead to a touchdown. They cut it to 21-14 right there. And then you flip to the other side. Tennessee's got a 4th and 2 from their own 49. They're going quick, like they're going to go for it. They line up to go for it. Kirby Smart takes the timeout. Vols punt. Following drive, what happens? Georgia marches right down the field. They get a field goal. It's 21-17. I think Coach nailed it, Dustin. He says this coaching staff is better when they're aggressive. And maybe because of the timeout and because you didn't have them on their heels from going quick. But what are your thoughts on just both those situations where Josh Heupel used to be, man, I got to put them in a wheelbarrow because they're so big, to now I play a little bit more conservative sometimes.
Yeah, I thought at the end of regulation, that first little out, I think it was maybe Kitzelman. I thought that was a nice little play to get out of bounds there. And so, but then after that, it was just run. And I know they were trying to do clock management, but the series before, when they got the turnover, I'm not 100% sure that there wasn't some sort of miscommunication between Halsey and Heupel on that third down call, because he looked really pissed. I don't know if somebody missed a block or he didn't like the call or what was going on there. But definitely needed to throw it there. The special teams, even in this game, was helpful to us earlier in the game. But yeah, I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? I mean, I would have loved to have seen us be a little bit more aggressive when we got the turnover and at the end of the game. I don't know what that looks like and what, the X's and O's are of that. But, just there were times where, like you said, Georgia, didn't hesitate. And there was times where I felt like we're playing a little bit too safe.
Fowl, any thoughts on the aggressiveness?
I mean, nothing you guys haven't already said. I mean, it started. I got it time stamped at like 7:36 to go. We started getting into that really conservative. Even in the overtime. I mean, you got to establish a run game. I get that, but at this point in the game, the cards are what the cards are. You've already seen what's going on. You've seen the flow of the game. We're just not getting those pushes that we wanted on that last drive. Yeah, we're getting a little bit, but they didn't want to give up anything. So like that, I mean, that makes sense. or Georgia's defense is what I'm talking about. They didn't want to give up anything big right there, and we kind of got a little push to get us in field goal range. But man, the 3 runs in a row, that's about the point where that's the only time. I mean, there's always a play here and there where you're not happy with, but the 3 runs in a row, that was the turning point for me where I'm like, man, what are we doing here? And just to double down, I said the same thing. I don't know if my mic was on at this point or not. I was on for about the last 10 minutes there, but Star Thomas is running back 1. He just is. He should have been in the for the overtime. If you want to say, okay, he's not running back 1, but we're going to ride the hot hand as the game goes on, he was the hot hand. I don't know what. I mean, if you're going, if we're going to be that conservative, let's at least put it in the hands of the hot hand, right? Let's at least be that conscious of what's going on. It comes down to it. We just missed a kick, guys. But I mean, we can debate play calling all day long, say it's too conservative, not whatever. It should have worked out. It just didn't. We missed the kick. It is what it is.
Yeah, and one last note, Boogie, and you can change the subject, but this is one time I wouldn't have mind seeing a wide receiver screen, in those plays versus just running it 3 times. Normally we see that all the time, but in this case, that would have changed it up a little bit. At least give us a chance to get down the boundary there.
Or there were so many times in the game that they did little creative things, like not even creative, just basic, like motioning Kitzelman and then just putting him right out in the flat. That's an easy little pitch and catch for Joey, and it turned into like 7 yards, something like that. You're talking about the little quick hitters to the outside, something. How many times have we seen a little play action and the slot wide receiver just kind of goes and sits down in the middle of the zone, easy pitch and catch. Something quick, something easy to try to pick up some yards, man, versus saying, let's just run it 3 straight times. And I'm with Dustin on that 3rd down. Heupel was pissed. I don't know if it was play. It was weird. It was a weird play because there was a little seam there and it kind of didn't go anywhere. But I don't know if it was play call, if it was a missed assignment. Something happened there that Josh Heupel wasn't happy with. Val, did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, that was just, we saw Georgia do that exact same thing. We started running little tunnel screens to what looked like a tight end out there. And then we, not only was it available for a handful of yards, then we couldn't make tackles in open field. That's the part where it's like, I don't know, does that come into, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here, but like, does that start to come into depth? Are we getting winded? Are we tired towards the end and we just can't make that play? There's a handful of like open field tackles on that. I don't know what their name was, but it's a tight end to the left, like 83 or 80 something there. And we just couldn't make those open field tackles. And it was more than once. And they just kind of kept trying to play, then drop in the bucket on a 4th and 10. That one where you drop in the bucket to score. I mean, there was good coverage there. I mean, he just dropped in a bucket. It is what it is. He made a play. But there was all throughout the game, there was times where I'm like, we're getting pressure. We're not getting home. And you just couldn't get enough hands on him to make him uncomfortable. To me, I mean, towards the end, he was moving outside of the pocket. We're getting pressures, but you just couldn't wrap him up when we had to, except when we finally got home, gets a sack fumble. But just didn't make the play when we had to have it.
Let me catch back up with Super Chats. We appreciate you guys supporting this channel. We got 1,000 people watching. Only 200 people hit the thumbs up. I say this every stream. If you disagree with us, that's great. If you think we don't know what we're talking about, but you still want to hang out, that's great. If you're here, smash the thumbs up. It takes 2 seconds. We would appreciate it. 1,000 people watching, 200 thumbs up. We got to get that to 500. Can we at least get it to 500? It helps the channel. I would appreciate it. Let me catch back up with the chat. Austin Stubblefield says, very upsetting. We shot ourselves in the foot. The Griff says, lost that game on 3rd down. Mad Mopar Motorsport says, cannot let someone get behind you on 4th and 6. Oh man, I agree, but that was freaking good coverage, and the Georgia wide receiver pushed off too.
The push off was there. We got picked on the 2-point play too, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
What I hate is them nitpicking pass interference and then a blatant push off, replay, blatant push off, replay, blatant push off, not a word mentioned. That just makes me sick, man.
The PI on Redmond was not catchable. We got to, just straight up.
That was awful. And then the one where I think it was on Colton Hood. It was pass interference both ways. The Georgia wide receiver had a handful of jersey the entire route. If you're going to let the wide receiver hand fight, you got to let the DB hand fight. I don't care if they play physical. You got to let it go both ways.
Why do you start calling it in the fourth? Like, you let them play that way the entire game, then you pick when you want to call it in the fourth. I don't have a problem with it either way, as long as you call it both ways. But let's not start that in the fourth.
Right.
On an uncatchable ball.
Coach, did you have something you wanted to add before I roll through some of these super chats?
Yeah, I've got a million things to add about the defense, but just real quick.
Well, sit on that. If you got something quick on the PI, jump in.
No.
Coach wants to read his notes. I got a lot of super chats I got to jam through. Jacob says, GBO Wap will start at the end when he's hot. I think Foul Ming nailed that one. Joseph Walton for 20. We appreciate that. That wasn't a game we were supposed to win. We lost that game. Georgia didn't win it. Proud of these balls. We were the better team on the field tonight. Just didn't close it. This is a playoff team. Good teams get better. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Also, Michael Holt for 5. It was a hard-fought game that went to overtime. You can't win them all. Proud of our players. Cody's been a member for 53 months. The kid, Elijah Allen for 5. Pass interference call on Georgia's last scoring drive was BS. Corey Smith, this one hurt me bad. Season's not over by any means, but I wanted this one bad. On to the next. GBO. I hope our fan base sticks with these kids. I love this football team, man. I love this football team. Don't fold. Don't pack it in. You get 12 games a year, man. Drink it in, soak it in, enjoy it, and let's support this football team. Dalton Warren for 5. Holding on. The first play UGA possession was blatantly obvious. Big Orange Daddy says, I hate Herb Street more than Georgia. Caleb Ray says turn time is slow, takes bad angles, cannot cover. He took a horrible angle early in the game. Big Orange Mountain for 20. Star Thomas must be RB1 immediately. That guy has it. Coach Jay living rent-free in my head. Yeah, Coach Jay. Foul Ming may be saying it now. Coach Jay said it back during, the summer or the spring? Timothy McGee.
The spring game, yeah.
Timothy McGee for 20. No, it was before that. It was when he transferred.
It was film breakdown.
It's probably back in January. Timothy McGee says, only thing I didn't like in the first, interceptions 4th and 3rd, and instead of throwing a 5 to 6 yard pass, you throw one of your favorite things to talk about, the long ball. Timothy McGee, we appreciate you. Joel says, getting away from Brazil lost us the game. Dude is a gamer, absolutely took over the first half. Got to come back and beat UAB next week. Timothy McGee for 5, got to play smarter, just pick up the 5 yards, live for another down. Fido says, Ty and Boo made me proud. Louisiana Ball, believe if that field goal is made, we win 11 games. This team is good, down that many starters, and had the game against Georgia, just couldn't make it. I agree. District 1 says not having safeties over the top on 4th and 6 on that last Georgia touchdown is wild. Everyone knows Georgia isn't running on 4th and 6. Caleb Eddy for 5. Got to remember we are down 2 of the best defenders we have. See y'all in Atlanta in December. Go Big Orange. Love the confidence. Matthew Watson says, can we steal a real strength and conditioning coach?
I would argue we're down more than 2 of our best defenders.
Jackson Moy would make 3.
I think David Hobbs is probably top 6, 7 on our defense as well. I mean,
4.
He's a 5-star. He's an absolute beast, dude. Like, and fast. Great for those cheetah packages. We were down 2 of our best defensive football players on the D line, not only 2 of our DBs.
Maria, Joel's lady, is here dropping those Philippine dollars. I don't know what they are, but we appreciate it. Just watched my first Tennessee game to support my man's favorite team. It was an exhilarating experience. I felt every emotion. GBO, it's good to see you in the chat, Maria. Soar the Demon for 20. Some good things. Tennessee O-line held up well. No sacks. Passing game at Aguilar was insane. Our 2 backup corners worked their butts off. Red may have been picked on, but he never gave up and made plays. GBO. Shout out Soar the Demon. We appreciate you. Good old Nate Pruitt. We also had a face mask on our defensive tackle on Georgia's first overtime play right in the middle. I thought they held a lot on that first play too, but try not to put too much into penalties in the outcome of a game. Heath for 5. As a coach, not a fan of moral victories, but if there's ever an example to have one, we just witnessed it. White Lightning for 2. Who wins, Georgia or Alabama? Give me Georgia. Checkerboard overalls for 5. Can't get off the field, get the ball inside our 50 and run it 3 times trying to preserve the lead, and we don't run the ball with 3 timeouts after losing 5. Tim, the Tennessee Tornado, the last couple of drives we had to kick field goals both times. O-line hurt us with false starts. Have to stop hurting ourselves. They do that every game. Orbity for 2. Boo should have played more defense. Wayne drops a 50 spot. I will play the clip for 50s because we've got a new clip for $50 super chats, and I think it applies right now.
All I know is
that's all I know. Go Vols! It's all I know, man. I'm going to be screaming it this week. I'm going to scream it next week. I'm going to scream it every week because it's all I know. Wayne says, apologies, Boogie, but I told you the next idiotic quotes from RTT after going on. Then I would let him know how I feel. Shout out, Wayne. I appreciate the super chat, brother. All right, Coach, let me hit this. Joseph Walton for 20. Nothing to say, just a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate that. Can we always, this is Corey O, can we always play Georgia early? It makes a difference. We appreciate the super chats. We're going to continue to keep up with you guys, trying to balance the show as well. We appreciate your patience, and we appreciate the super chats and the donations. Coach, before you go ham, I know you're going to go ham on the defense. Can we look for something positive? Can give me something, and this may piss people off in the chat too, something positive from this football team, and we talked about it all week. Start fast, and Tennessee started fast, right? I mean, they went right down the field. They scored. Joey went 5 of 5, 62 yards, connected with 3 different receivers. A lot of play action, a lot of motion, a lot of misdirection. I love that. That first drive was picture perfect. Joey Aguilar finished that first quarter. He was the only SEC quarterback in what, the last 20 years, I think it was, went 14 for 14 in the first quarter. 21 points, had two throwing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. I thought Joey looked good today. Obviously had the 2 interceptions, which Fowl touched on. One probably on him. One, Braylon fell down. That's just ball. Coach, you got something positive for me?
For the defense?
Anyway, oh, God. Should I just let Coach cook? Should I just let Coach cook?
No. So, I mean, like I said, I thought we want to go back to Joey really quick. I mean, I thought Heupel dialed up nice rhythm on his first 3 drives. I thought it was we were still on script because the drives were that clean, 3 drives through, never broke script. You could see Heupel talking through his headset and just reading right through his script at multiple times on the sideline during those first 3 touchdowns. So I thought the rhythm was really, really good. I got to be honest. I thought Sam Pendleton got whipped really bad against the run today. And I like Sam a lot. I think he's been great against the pass and good against the run. And he started to turn it around late. He started to get his feet under him. I specifically mean in the first two quarters. I thought he struggled with that. But if I jump over to defense really quick, listen. I thought Herring, if I want to give him like a compliment, I thought Herring played well.
Yep.
I thought he finally kind of found his spot. I thought Tim Banks entrusted the edge to cornerbacks and safeties too much and not his DNs and not his Leo backers, which I don't like. We weren't able to squeeze that. But my biggest problem that I had was it took 16 minutes and a cloud of dust to adjust to put more than 6 men in the fucking box. Sorry, I bleeped myself out. I tried anyway. In the box when they're loaded up in jumbo and running all over you. It didn't stop till we switched to a 4-3 look and brought Spillman in next to T-Lander and Arian Carter. I mean, what were they waiting for? Like clouds in the sky to load the box, like dare them to beat you? And then when we finally do it, like on the last drive, I get it. Yeah, he threw a dime on that touchdown pass, but Redmond getting his tail handed to him all game, and you can't bring a safety over to bracket? You can't take a page? I was yelling about that before this game started. You knew he would need help, and you gave him 0 help. You didn't even have a freaking plan. You just got your tail handed to you because you had 0 plan to help a freshman out against Georgia. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you not know how to count to 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe Tim Banks needs to run into a math class next week at UT because he certainly couldn't count today. It just ticked me off to no end. Boo and then I think I posted the picture, Boogie, and tagged you in it. The Zachariah Branch touchdown on 3rd and 10. You go in all your linebackers. You bring up. You bring Arian up. You bring T-Lander up. You're showing nothing but blitz. They go wide, and you give them 12-yard space to Zachariah Branch in the open field. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to smoke you like Snoop Dogg, baby. And he lit up. Like, there was just some really, really, really bad, inexcusable stuff, and we took too long to react. I'm proud of the team for showing up and fighting back when they were tired and getting ran over. Really proud of them. But I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think Tim Banks put them in a position to win this football game today. And I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't say it. He needs to be better in these big games. And yeah, they're going to make plays. They're Georgia. I get it. But you put them in the position to make plays, and that I didn't like.
What about the edge gash that started their possession in overtime?
Well, once again,
was that a similar thing?
Yeah, you learned, but you let them go 2 tight ends to the left side of the field, and then you have your defensive end crash down and trust the edge to Andre Turrentine. Mm-hmm. Did you watch his angles all day? Am I the only one watching the football game in the defensive move? I don't understand that. I don't. You're just surrendering the edge of the football field, and you can't do that against someone like Georgia who runs. You can't. You absolutely can't. You've got to put them in a position to win. Yeah. And like I said, when they turned it around, it was when so it's not like they couldn't add Stillman to the box and stop it. They showed they could do it. What are we talking about? You know, if they go out there and you put the extra guy in the box and he laces another dime for a touchdown, fine. Hats off. You got me. But stick to my stomach, man.
When you sit there and just take it, play after play after play after play. I mean, I get what you're saying on Coach, because I mean, it is frustrating to watch when we're just getting pounded right up the middle, and it's like you're just taking it. I mean, I don't know is that a version of being conservative, or you're just like, well, as long as they don't hit us over the top, as long as they don't give us the big one, and it's like, well, you're getting gashed. It's not like 3 yards. I mean, you're getting gashed, and then you react to it. It's like, okay, well, if you do move somebody like Spillman in, now we're just going to hit this tight end on a little tunnel or whatever this is over here because you give up the edge. It did seem like a day late and a dollar short on your adjustment. And you see it and then react, but it's already, we've moved on. It's already,
Yeah, and how many news sources this week did you hear, about Gunnar Stockton not being able to stretch the field? First freaking series, right over our head. So, I mean, we really kind of got gashed, on the sides. I don't think it was as bad, other than those 2 plays. Obviously, I don't remember it being as bad as it was the previous years, and I think we did a little bit better job covering the middle of the field. But again, just those drives where we needed to get off the field, it was a penalty, or it was a broken ankle play where they threw it out to the side and the guy went one way, we went the other way. I don't know who number 7 was, but he got his ankle broke at least twice. So I mean, it's just a culmination of all of these things, and that's what you talk about, and that's what this coach speak is all about. Winning football and all that kind of stuff. It comes down to crucial plays at crucial times, and we stood up a couple of times, and about half the time, I guess, but not enough where it counts.
Well, that's another linebacker in space situation where we're kind of just over pursuing or getting ahead of ourselves or taking poor angles, and then. To Coach's point, it's like, well, do you want to get him some help over there? We saw it on the first drive. You saw it on the very first play. Mm-hmm. Like, you should have known, hey, they're going to come back to this. This is going to be a problem. This is going to linger. Like, we've got to get him some help over here. And that didn't come, which You know, I mean,
Some, I mean, they mentioned it on the
I thought he had a
broadcast.
decent game, but
They were bracketing him like Coach was. They did do it some, maybe not enough. Man, I can't sit here and debate Coach Jay on X's and O's. So obviously he knows more than I do about it. But at the same time, Georgia's a damn good football team, man. Georgia's going to make plays like that. That's why I'm not going to sit here and crucify Tim Banks and say what he should or shouldn't have done. I'm going to watch the way these kids played. And I felt like physicality, Fal, you kind of touched on it there a little bit. I felt like the physicality, I felt like in the first quarter, first half, I thought Tennessee went toe-to-toe, and it was a fist fight, and they were just as physical as Georgia was. And then I felt like that started to fade, and then I felt like Georgia came out to start the third quarter, and what was it, like a 14-play drive, and they ran it 13 times? It was just run, and I was like, this team is done. Tennessee is done. They are going to run it down their throats for the rest of this football game, and there is nothing we can do about it. How many snaps did Bryson Eason play to get today? How many snaps did Don Bailey play today? I would love to know. Right. I would love to know because it looked like every time I checked numbers, they were on the inside on the defensive line. Those kids played their hearts out today. Right. That defensive line, after that drive where they ran it down our throats, guess what happened? The offense goes out and goes 3 and out. Like I'm like, the game is over. They're about to run it out of Neyland Stadium. But what happened? That defense stuck in it. They stayed in the fight, and they brought the physicality, and they got off the field, and they put Tennessee in a position to win. And I get it. You gave up 44 points. Old defensive coaches like Coach Jay ain't happy about it. I'm happy with the fight of this team in the way that they hung in there, and they gave themselves an opportunity to win. And when they needed to get stops, they got stops. And you had an opportunity to kick a field goal to beat Georgia when 95% of the people on this chat in this community said Tennessee has zero chance to go beat Georgia, zero chance to go beat Florida, zero chance to go beat Alabama. They're going 4-8, Boogie. They're going 5-7, Boogie. And now we're pissed off wanting to fire every coach in the booth because you lost to Georgia 44-41 in overtime because you missed a field goal at the end of regulation. No, I'm not here for that. I'm not signing up for that. I love this football team too much to sit here and let the people that said that we're going to go 4-8 cry and complain and whine and want to fire coaches because we lost to Georgia in overtime. I refuse to sit here and let that happen. So if you said we were going to go 4-8, you said we were going to go 5-7, and now you're trying to sit here and sell me on firing coaches because we didn't beat Georgia. Come on, man, pump the brakes, back up, take a breath, and let's realize where this football team's at. That doesn't mean we can't be better. That doesn't mean what Coach Jay said about this defense can't apply and that Tim Banks needs to adapt and grow. I think they did do some good things on defense. I think Josh Heupel did do some good things on offense. It just wasn't enough, and we came out on the short end of it, and that's why everybody is full of piss and vinegar tonight.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those tight games, man, where you're muted, Coach. You're just going to be upset regardless. I mean, it's one of those that you're so close, right? You're right there. It could go either way. You feel like you're going to win it even. You just get your heart ripped out. It's easy to have emotions high on something like this, but I think when we go back and watch the rewatch, we can always pick it apart. But this was a good game, man. Like these kids played hard, and we were giving up the run there. You talk about some of these D linemen, how many snaps they got, and some of them are playing out of position because of depth issues. Like, these kids played their asses off, and they need to get credit for that. It just come up. I mean, and you want to fire, yell and scream and go on about who you want to fire all you want to. Coach can't go out and make a kick. They put you in a position to win. All things considered, you sum it all up. We were in a position to win the game. You don't make the kick. I mean, we can yell and scream all we want to. It is what it is, man.
Yeah,
against the number 6 team in the country.
That's why I would love to hear people's opinions. Had Max Gilbert knocked home that field goal, and we're sitting
Georgia
here celebrating
today too. Georgia made mistakes today too. You gonna fire Kirby?
Some of the opinions would be yelling. They would be yelling at Coach Jay for saying he's being too negative.
That's what would have happened because I'd still been. Trust me. He had he fit that field goal, I was about to come in here and land based either way. So that, as Boogie knows, I would not have changed my opinion there. But like you said, I mean, there were Arian had trouble at times. Yeah, he got caught out of position at times. And he almost picked that ball off in the flat early and took that back to the house.
How about Ty Redmond almost had a pick that could have made some noise in the game too?
Ty Redmond. Look, Ty Redmond is going to be a great football player for the University of Tennessee. That did not change my mind whatsoever. This defense needs to get healthy. This defense needs to adapt quicker. But I think this team's got fight in them.
Yeah.
I think that they were galvanized in the offseason. I thought they came together, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little skeptical of that galvanism at first because all that kind of can fade away when the season starts. But I think it did, and I think this loss, like a lot of things, can be a rally cry and bring you together. I mean, we didn't get embarrassed by South Florida, guys, right? We lost a really, really tough game to Georgia. We need to go out there and fight. And Boogie, you've been asking every week. I'd like to change my season prediction.
That's a good transition. Let's pull up the
I'd like
schedule.
to change my
And I
season
want the chat. I want the chat to play along with this. We still got 870 some people watching live. Play along with this. What was your prediction going into the season? And how do you feel after a loss to Georgia? And somebody got mad at me in the chat, and I apologize if you were in the chat and you said that Tennessee was going to go out and beat Georgia, then kudos to you. But I think 95% of the people said that Tennessee was going to lose to Georgia. Most people that you talked to said Tennessee was going to lose to Georgia. I was at 9-3. Coach, you were at 9-3, I think.
I was at 9-3. My over under was a game lower than you guys, if you recall. I thought it should have been at 4 losses, just with all the turmoil and the wide receivers and the question mark there. But yeah, that's where I was 9-3, but a big question mark on 8-4 because of the health of the wide receivers.
Fowl, where were you at?
I was at 9-3 going in.
Dustin, where were you at preseason?
Yeah, initially I was like, well, it's going to be probably 8-4, but then I would say by start of fall practice, I was back to 9-3.
All right, so we look at the schedule moving forward, and most people said 9-3 because they said Tennessee was going to lose to Georgia, they were going to lose to Alabama on the road, and they were going to lose to Florida on the road. That's what a lot of people thought. And then it was like, okay, maybe you sneak up and you beat Alabama on the road, or you beat Florida on the road, or because it's in Neyland Stadium, you beat Georgia, but you slip up and lose to Oklahoma at home, or Mississippi State on the road, or whoever on the road. So, Coach Jay, you brought this up. Talk about it. What do you want to change your season prediction to?
I do want to change my season prediction. I think this team's one game team better than I thought. I want to change it to 10-2. I think when we get a little help on that D line back, it will truly help this team. I've watched more of. I was worried about Mississippi State or Arkansas. One of those drops. I'm not worried about them anymore. I'm not worried about Bam anymore. I think we're going to get over that hump. Really, the only thing left that I'm worried about is the swamp, because it's been a monkey in Oklahoma. But I don't think Oklahoma is going to beat Tennessee and Neyland after what I saw today. So for that reason, I think I'll change to 10-2.
Fowl, where are you at with this thing?
I want to move to 10-2, but I don't want to just go with the flow here. But I feel like, I hate to just be echo chamber, but I think we showed more potential than we thought we had. I mean, I think the defense hasn't shown quite like we thought it would, but they haven't played bad, right? I just think, and I know Coach is going to go, hostile, but he should. There's plenty of calls for it, but I think the defense hasn't shown up like we thought it would, but we're putting up way more points than I also thought we would. I think the offense is overperforming. I feel good at home all the way across the board. You got to worry about Bama and Florida, and I don't think we lose both those. So that's what moves me to 10-2.
I just don't get go ahead, Dustin. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, yeah, I'm on a holding pattern too. Not necessarily against Bama or Florida, but my biggest concern is losing one that we shouldn't have or shouldn't. Got to get over this away hump where we lose to some rando.
Oklahoma's going to be a tough test too.
It will be.
I'm not sure that quarterback makes it to our game if he keeps running it the way he runs it. It's the SEC. We've seen this too many times. It's going to be knockdown, drag out. I don't care if it's Kentucky in November or Mississippi State in a couple of weeks. Like we gotta. The real question here is, do we take this game and learn from it? Because I think, other than the obvious conservative calls that we addressed on, these first 3 games, I sense a pissed off Josh Heupel and a pissed off man on a mission to change it up and do what we can. And I think, in spite of all the defensive woes today, we still got after him more than they got after us. As far as the quarterback goes, as a whole, I thought we kept him on the ground a few times and got in his face. But yeah, how do we learn from this and move on? How do we capitalize on these penalties and these little things that end up costing us the game one way or the other?
You know, you mentioned Heupel being pissed off. Nick Saban talked about this on game day a couple of years ago, maybe even last year, that when Kirby Smart lost a game early in the year, picked up the phone and called him and said, sometimes the best thing that can happen to you is losing a football game early in the year, because you're going to find out who you are. You're going to find out what you're made of. You're going to bring this team together, and you're going to go be better because of it. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. Like, oh, you're coping. It's the reality. Look at Ohio State last year. Lost to Michigan right before the freaking college football playoff. You don't think that lit a spark under their tail? And then they went and won a national championship. Whoever it was that pointed it out earlier in the night, saying that it's early, and you lost a close game in overtime to a top 10 opponent in Georgia. Like that. This loss, in the grand scheme of things, if you get better and you grow and you go take care of business, this loss is going to mean nothing, but you got to go take care of business. Yep. Let me catch some super chats. I think it's interesting. I think we turned the tide here, boys. I think this is the first time in the history of this channel that we've come into a post-game show after a loss and people are full of piss and vinegar, but now they're coming in and saying, oh, I thought we were going to go 9-3. Now I think 10-2. I thought we were going to go 8-4. Now I think we're going to go 9-3 or 10-2. That means you see what happened on the field today against Georgia, and it gave you confidence. I'm not here for moral victories, but if it gave you confidence, then you know what you saw today against a solid Georgia team. Ball fan for life for 5. Look, y'all, this one is hard to swallow. Tennessee uses this loss the right way, and we get healthy. Natty Cumming. That was at 8-18. He dropped that super chat at 8-18. Coach, I got 20 to get through. Is it?
Rack it,
okay,
baby.
Okay. Matthew Watson for 2. 4 years, Coach Josh Heupel's been here and still arm tackling. Bobby J. Heupel for 10. On a positive note, I feel like this was the first loss to Georgia we've had in years where we lost as equals. They won, but this was anyone's game. So hyped for this team's future. Timothy McGee, hey, Coach Jay, why don't you become a defensive coordinator next time Tennessee is looking for one? Also, the players are making more than most coaches. It's their fault, too. Hey, Coach Jay's working on it. Hey, man, he grinding.
I would love to.
A fly fish for 20. Vols can't get pressure with just 4. That changes everything on defense. Man, Caleb Herring was getting home. What a dude. He played his tail off today. He looked better than Josh Josephs today. I know Josh Josephs got the sack fumble. I thought Caleb Herring looked better.
Today, I thought.
Yeah. White Lightning for 5. Part of the blame for today's loss is on Vol Nation. Didn't stay loud for 60 minutes. Dude, if I'm sitting at home deflated, you got to understand why they were deflated.
Yeah,
it was tough. It was tough.
You got to earn that.
Caleb Bray, 2 times, 70 to 80-yard drives, 14 of 16 plays or runs. That was brutal. Ball's gonna ball says just left the stadium, disappointed, but also feeling positive going forward. Need to get healthy. Happy with Joey and Brazel. Happy with my Vols. Dave Morrison for 2. The youngsters played above their station today. Johnny Price for 5. I am proud of this Tennessee team. They scored 41 points on Georgia. Tennessee will see Georgia in the SEC championship. We will be 11-1. Go Big Orange. Old Smokey's been a member for 34 months. If you're not a member and you're sticking around, we're an hour into this thing, you're like, I kind of like these guys. I'm kind of pissed at that dude in the top left with the good hat on because he keeps yelling at me. If you don't like me, but you like Coach, if you don't like Coach, but you like Foul, you don't like Foul, but you like Captain D, think about becoming a member, man. Hit the join button. It's only $1. Only $1. Somebody said, I thought it was like $10, $15. It's only $1. Hit the join button. We would appreciate your support. Tim, the Tennessee Tornado, just want to remind us all, lots of football left. We had a chance to beat Georgia while missing our 2 starting corners and 2 of our 3 top defensive linemen. We can still beat Bama and Florida 10-2, dare I say 11-1. Bookham Dano, defense is young, and that is what is exciting. Caleb Bray for 2, love the effort. Sadly, Georgia's worst team in years. Guess what? It's going to continue that way because we have parity in college football. Dakota, thank you for this therapy. I was at 10-2, now 11-1. Shout out Dakota. Orbity, when McCoy gets healthy, it'll be also be better. Louisiana ball up, down, or stagnant in the polls. What y'all think? I wouldn't be surprised if they drop a little bit, but it shouldn't be much if they drop at all. I'm with you.
I agree.
Stagnant.
Stock stagnant
Yeah.
for me.
If we drop, I would be more upset at the drop. Really, I mean, I don't see it. I don't see anything that says you're not where you are right now.
If anything, you almost prove that you belong where you're at.
I would want to go up. I'm not saying we should skyrocket, but I want to go up like 2 spots.
Hey, Coach, pick up that phone and call that girl that covers USC and see if we can bump up 2 spots in the AP poll since we lost.
Got you.
That would mean a lot. All right, cool. Timothy McGee for 5, 9-3 or 10-2. We have a competent quarterback now, unlike the last 2 years. Jacob Pearson's been a member for 15 months. We appreciate you. Backflip spaghetti for 10. Sorry, Boogie, but Gilbert shanked the hundo. I hate we lost, but I'm still very confident. GBO and the Dogs still suck. Best be counting their blessings, and we scored double our average. Whew. Bryson Moore for 2. What does this mean for our rank? Y'all are asking questions that we've not even read, and we're answering them. It's like, I don't know. Will Dyer for 5. We won this game. FUGA. Joey looked like a Heisman for a quarter. Max hasn't ever shown he is clutch, and I want a different kicker. Max has never had the opportunity. They said on the broadcast that was his first ever game tying or game winning field goal, and he has been clutch.
Yeah.
Max has been money. Like,
wasn't he like 11 for 11 up to
something?
This point?
Yeah, he has been money, but the game's never been on the line. It's never been on the line.
mean,
You know what was
too much freaking time before that kick too.
But you know what was clutch? To miss that field goal and come back in overtime and have the same exact field goal and just put it through the uprights.
Yeah, but that's almost disappointing because you're like, you know you're capable. But the pressure is, I mean, the pressure is still there, but it's not the same, right? Like he was rattled, not rattled, but like he was over there on the sideline, like breathing hard before the kick, like all that stuff. Like, I mean, there's just so much going. Could you imagine? Put yourself in those shoes for just a second.
I'm some random dude in East Tennessee, and I'm pacing around this office like I'm about to kick it. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you're still gonna make it. That's what you're here for. Don't get me wrong.
Nah, I would have walked up there, cold-blooded, smoking a cigarette, put it out, banged it through the uprights.
Coach, would you have walked off the sideline with the Conor McGregor walk and just strutted out there?
Just walked out, strutted out.
I mean, can we go around the room in like 10 seconds or less? Can't like. Do y'all run one more play?
Yes,
put it in the middle
100%,
or no? I mean,
100%.
it's easy to say now, but in the moment, what did you think?
We had 3 timeouts, right?
Yeah, at least had one left. Didn't matter.
Two,
at least, yeah. They
needed
a plate of cookies out there. That was the missing.
I was screaming to run it, to give it to Deshaun Bishop or Star Tom, whoever was. I think it was Bishop. And when Joey tried to line it up, I'm still screaming, run 2 more times. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was going to say, I think it was Kurt maybe who pointed it out. There was a play late in that game, and I think you were right on point, Boogie, with Braylon Staley and a real good slot being difference maker in this offense. There was a play, I think it was on the last drive, where Staley was streaking up the middle, and Joey missed him. He didn't throw to him, he just didn't see him. And I mean, it was 6. If you go back and watch the sky cast of that, I mean, he smoked his dude and he was wide open. Tough. Joey's making, I'm not trying to bag on Joey. He was making great reads most of the day.
All right, I got a couple of more to catch here. Cade Bogler, I hope I pronounced that right, became a member. Shout out, Cade. We appreciate you, my man. Thank you for that support. Scott for 5, pathetic was a loss, but should have been a great win. Defense surprised me. Stinging sucks. It does suck, man. It hurts because we care. That's why we're here going through therapy together. Bryson Moore says, stream delay. Lol, stream delay.
On some super chats while you ask a question that we hadn't answered yet.
Yeah. I try to some people get pissed when I read super chats. You guys, if you give $2 or $50, I want to read it. Your opinion matters. But I try to balance it, keep the show flowing, come check in with you guys. I do the best I can. I'm sorry if it disappoints, but Cody Ledbetter becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Cody. I appreciate you. What are you laughing at?
You don't have to apologize to these people, okay? We're here for you, man.
Sometimes I do. I do the best I can. Jay Long for 20 says, brick by brick, I feel good about this team. Are we really doing that? Shout out, Jay Long. Cody Copeland for 20. If we can get 10-2 or better, We are in the playoff. Couldn't have a better loss. Missing starting corner, DTs, right tackle. Lost by a missed field goal to Georgia, who could go undefeated, or one loss and will be a playoff team. Shout out Cody Tim, the Tennessee Tornado. This is exciting. I believe the gap is closed between us, Bama, Georgia. You can't talk about best teams in the SEC and not talk about the Vols. We are back, and people around the country will be talking about the Vols. Cody Copeland drops a 50. We'll play the new clip for $50 super chat.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Shout out Cody for 50. Says a healthy team wins this game, even just one corner and a defensive tackle out of the 4 that are out. Made field goal wins this game. It's not doom and gloom. Am I upset with the way we lost and mistakes we made? Yes, but I'm damn proud of this team and leadership potential. 11-1. I think that sums up my feelings of today too, Cody. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Krieg Toy Photography becomes a member of the channel. Shout out to all you new members. We appreciate you guys. A buck goes a long way, so we are grateful for that support. Coach, you've been waiting for 20 minutes to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to address one thing. I just want to get your guys' all opinion on it, because I've seen this comment a couple times in the chat, and maybe the majority of the chat can jump in. I know we got some Uncle Lou watchers in here that are always fun.
It's fine. They make it easy for me. I can't imagine letting a drunk tell me what to do. Being a grown man and saying Uncle Lou said I'm going to go to their channel and I'm going to say don't say 98 because I'm out.
I'm more interested in what Coach has to say. So
yeah, go ahead,
you got the floor, Coach.
Yeah, I just, I've seen the comment a couple times that Coach Heupel is bad or mid. Like, what about what he's done at Tennessee has been mid? I mean, he was handed a dumpster fire. He's brought us to the playoffs. He's given us 10-2. He's just given us amazing teams. Like, yeah, I'm frustrated, and yeah, the rubber will start needing to meet the road with Heupel eventually. I just think it's a ways from where we are today, personally, right? Like, it just is for me. Where are you guys at just overall with Josh Heupel?
Yeah, go ahead, Ming.
I'm happy with it, man. Like I can't praise Heupel enough. Like there's times I don't agree with every little thing. I don't care who you're a fan of. I'm not going to agree with every play call. Sure. I'm not going to agree with every decision. But you can't argue where we started, where we're at. I'm not going to get in all that. But like, just look at the arc if you want to go back and look at it. Mm-hmm. I don't see where the negatives are. The only thing I ever and we've said it on here. We've said it today. We've said it in the past. We take our foot off the gas sometimes, and it's bit us in the ass. And that's just the thing. But if we won this game, would we be talking about it? Maybe. Mm-hmm. So that's why it always keeps popping up. I mean, the recruiting classes have slowly gotten better each year. Our team has gotten better from top to bottom each year. Our our blue blood ratio, our recruits have gotten significantly rated higher over the course since he's been here. I don't understand. I mean, you want to go look where we were before. You want to go back to those offenses? Did you like that play calling? I don't think so. So I don't have anything bad to say about Hype other than I think I would like to see him stick to his guns and stick to himself more often. I think it's in him to be that aggressive, and you can tell it's when somebody's doing what they're good at. It's the same as like when you ask a player, I want to put them in a position to win. I'm going to ask them to do what they're good at. Okay, on a coach, same thing. Coach is better aggressive, so be aggressive. Now, I don't know, and can we gain some confidence? Because I don't know if that's why we took the foot off the gas, or because we had a couple turnovers there. Even though a receiver fell down, I don't know if he lost a little bit of confidence in Joey, or just didn't want to put him in that position and make him have to win it, or make him have to possibly make a mistake there. But just other than just staying aggressive and doing what got him here, I don't have any complaints with Josh Heupel.
I just wonder if some of his backing away from being aggressive Look, Kirby Smart went for it on 4th and 2 because they were down 21-7, and he was pressing. He needed something, right? Like when you're in control, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can live on your defense, and it's a defense that gave up 44 points today. But I think Josh Heupel, I think he has more confidence in his football team where he doesn't feel like he has to do that. But sometimes it's just
read the room.
Yeah, it's in the moment of the game, like that 4th and 2. But I'll full transparency. When they went quick on that 4th and 2, I'm like, yes, let's go. Let's freaking be aggressive here. When Kirby Smart called the timeout, I was going punt it. Yeah. Now I wish he would have been more aggressive. After the turnover, man. After a turnover, take a shot. Try to freaking step on their throat. Take a shot. Play action over the top. Something. Take a shot.
I don't want to take up any more time here, but is it? Let's just move on. I don't want to keep rehashing the same thing. I just don't know why we take, like, when we say maybe it's too scripted. Maybe those plays are too scripted because we come out and you throw a little short pass or something. Let's say it's a drop or we don't get it. It's immediately on the ball running a dive. And to me, it's like, well, that play should have changed now because it's not 2nd and 6. Now it's 2nd and 10. So that little dive play, now we're sitting at 3rd and long in about 3.5 seconds. It feels like, and now you're putting your defense right back on the field. That's the moments where I'm like, what are we doing? Is it not being aggressive or was it scripted and we just didn't change the second play?
You'll hear Brent Hubbs talk about that a lot. Like if Tennessee comes out and they catch one of those little quick hitters and they pick up 2, 3, 4 yards, that's when the offense starts clicking. When you drop it or it's an incomplete pass and now it's 2nd and 10, the offense gets out of rhythm. And that's when you start looking at 3 and outs, and that's when it becomes a problem. So, I mean, but look, Josh Heupel has to grow. Josh Heupel has to adapt. I think a lot of this offense is because Joey Aguilar is mentally capable of running this offense. I also think some of it is Josh Heupel, Joey Halsley, all the offensive coaches sat down and made some changes to this offense for 2025, and we're seeing success. Now I challenge Tim Banks to do the same. But coach, do you not like? I get it. You're mad. You went ham on Tim Banks tonight.
I was not happy.
But this game plan today was different than what it's been in previous years. So he tried to mix it up and change it up. Maybe he needs to be what you said, make some adjustments on the fly versus just sticking with your game plan.
That's why, and I said it in the pregame. If you come up with that, be ready. Kirby's been really good at adjustments in this game, right? The same thing happened last year. I mean, we jump up 21-0, right? And then they make a really, really good adjustment because Kirby Smart is a really good coach. Same thing last year. We jump up 17-0. Kirby Smart makes really, really good adjustments because he's a really, really good coach. You knew it was coming. You got to have plan B, C, D, and E ready. And I felt like we were slow on reacting with those plans. And you could tell he was able to make a choice because, like I said, he came up with a solution. He was able to solve it. He got away with it on the last drive of the game when they went jumbo, which cost us. But he went away with it. I wanted to bring up one thing because on days like today, it's really easy to forget to give someone their flowers. Lance Hurd, you worked your butt off in the offseason. You got healthy, and you have been one heck of a left tackle for the University of Tennessee this year. And I just want to take a second and say hats off to you, sir. I was all over you last year, and I felt like I was justified to be. But I'll give someone their flowers when they deserve them, and I think Lance Hurd deserves all those flowers. He's been great. Can we
split those up and give some to Jesse Perry too? How about shout out Jesse Perry?
Yeah.
As a whole, offensive line didn't look bad. I don't think as a whole. I mean, throughout the game, I mean, it's the penalties for me. It was the only time everybody gives up a play occasionally, but it was the penalties for me is the only thing I'd hold against those guys.
Georgia had one sack and 2 TFLs. 1 sack and 2 TFLs. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Hey, and Joey had some good pocket awareness too. I mean, he keeps himself clean as much as they do. So I didn't have a problem with any of that area. I thought they looked pretty good there.
Go ahead, Dustin.
I was just going to ask, what do you all think of the grounding play? I still want to know. Dustin can answer it.
Absolute garbage. It was garbage. There was a receiver in the vicinity.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure on the rules with that, to be honest with you. But it
Yeah.
didn't look egregious to me by any means. Normally, if I notice it, it's like really obvious. But I did not notice it in that instance. And backing up just a hair, like I am most definitely on the hype train. I mean, it hasn't even crossed my mind. How many times have we been in a position where we look a little, like there's a little bit of hope at the beginning of a game like this, and then we end up losing by 21, 24 points. Doesn't make it today feel any better necessarily, but I think I would rather be in it with a team like this from start to finish rather than getting blown out and be done by the first of the second half. And yeah, like you said, Boogie, I mean, there's been a lot of tweaks to the offense. I think it's got a little bit more eye candy, and they're twisting and turning and doing things differently. That's definitely helping the flow, I think. And it's that double-edged sword, right? I mean, the conservativeness of Heupel won us a lot of games last year because we leaned on the defense.
Mhm.
This year, this game could have probably gone the other way with it a couple of times in the game, especially down the stretch there. I know when we got that turnover and it was like, 6-7 minutes left, it's like way too much time because we don't function well when we're running the clock. And but at the same time too, it's like if we had ran it 3 times and kicked the field goal, nobody would even question that. So it's, that's why he gets paid $9 million.
I always go back to Heupel. Like when people start, Heupel's not the guy. Tim Banks isn't the guy. It's a simple question. Who is? Who would you hire?
Right.
Who do you think's going to come to Tennessee right now?
Right.
And
Realistically,
yes, but I don't think it's a very small
start over. Come on, like
taking the kick there makes sense in the grand scheme because it's like, okay, they can't beat us. They can only get 8, and if they do, shake their hand. That's going to give us the ball with enough time to go down.
Sure.
We've moved the ball all day. If I'm Heupel, I feel confident I can move the ball. If I can't, they beat us. So be it.
I'm just talking overall. I'm not even talking about this game. I'm just talking in general.
I'm just saying, like that last drive where we're talking about just decision making. I'm like, it made sense. We just didn't execute.
Right.
But I think the people that are calling for Heupel's head, it is a vocal minority. I don't think there are very many realistic people in this fan base that want to fire Josh Heupel because. And again, if you're watching this replay or you're in the chat and you want to fire Josh Heupel, tell me who you would hire. And when you say John Gruden or you say Urban Meyer or you say Nick Saban, that's ridiculous because that's not going to happen.
What
Give
do
me
you
an
think
answer.
those people are going to call there?
When he's averaged 10 wins a season for the last 3 years, got us to the college football playoff, putting up record-breaking numbers, I will wait for who you want to hire. Kenneth Williams for 2. He's a Georgia fan. He says, good game, fellas. Close. Wish y'all the best. Go Dogs. Shout out, Kenneth. We appreciate you, brother. We don't block all Georgia fans. We just block the idiots. Will Dyer for 2. Max went 20 of 26 with three in a row missed against Kentucky. I don't know if that's. I mean, I'm assuming Will went back and looked it up because he's the one that said that Max sucks. Or no, he didn't say he sucks. I forget what he said. He's not clutch. Not clutch.
That
what he said.
That and you got to get your misses out of the way during Kentucky because they can't beat us anyway. So,
Ball Fan for Life says, go big damn orange, get healthy, and go win the rest. Timothy McGee says this is about Heupel haters. They're radicals that even if we won a natty, the radicals would find something to nag about. Look at freaking Tony Vitello. People want him gone because he can't win every single year. Cody Copeland says if we go 10-2 or better, Heupel should be coach of the year for everything this team has went through and still playing high-level ball. Yeah, it's how quickly we forget. QB1 left after spring. Like, how quickly we forget. Right. Jason Carasillo says, boys, that's the best we have played Georgia since Coach Hype has been at UT. We almost had him. GBO. I'm caught up with Super Chats. We appreciate you guys. If you're not a member and you like what we do, think about hitting that join button. We would greatly appreciate it. You can go check out Talkin VAWLS merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. All those links are in the description below. I'm going to be up bright and early in the morning making the day after video. I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to think about it. And we're going to talk about it early in the morning. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, fan call-in show. We're going to do it open to the public. Everybody gets to be a part of it. Come hang out, 7 o'clock. Coach, final thoughts. Tennessee's lost 44-41 to Georgia.
Tough game. Obviously a tough way to go out. there's a lot of things I'm proud of in this game, a lot of things that need cleaned up. We just need to keep our head down and keep getting better. I believe we will. There's still a lot of youth on this team that needs to continue to better. We need to get healthy, but there's young guys that I'm proud of. Edris Farouk, Ty Redmond. Keep your head up. You guys are animals. You're going to be beasts. Got to adjust a little bit quicker, but this team has it in them, guys. This isn't a bad football team. We were told all offseason this was a bad football team. This is not a bad football team. I think this is a very good football team, and we just got to bite down and keep fighting. You know, we got punched in the mouth today late, but guess what? The final bell has not rung, so we need to come out the next round swinging.
Yeah, I mean, final thoughts. I'm proud of this team. Regardless, everybody can come at me if they want to. I'm proud of this team. I thought we went toe to toe with one of the better teams, if not the best team in the SEC. We had to answer the bell a few times, and we answered it. Kept coming back, come down to the wire. It was a tight game, damn near even, and you just had a couple penalties and didn't execute the kick. Like I don't know how else to say it. This was a close game. It was an even game. They made a play when they had to. We came up short. This is a good team where I think we've got a lot to look forward to going forward, and learn from these mistakes. Learn to keep some focus at the end, even when you're tired, when you're sucking wind. We can't lose focus. We can't slip on the last plays of the game, give up little penalties here and there, give up key yardage. You have to stay mentally locked in for 60 minutes.
Yeah. How do we learn from it? How do we move on? This is a gut punch. How do you respond? You got a decent opponent next week, but you got to stay healthy and get in, get out, do your business, and get ready for the next big SEC game. And yeah, like you said, you nailed it. How do you tighten the screws at crunch time? You know, how do you? I played football when I was a wee lad. That is winning football. Those key moments and those key plays, we've seen it so much with this program, and it stings to have had this happen to us today. But again, I am happy to have gone 4 quarters with this team. I think it's there's nothing but positives moving forward. And how does the team respond moving forward and you know, getting ready for SEC and let's get another win out of it that we may not have had before and learn from this.
Man, it sucks. I hate it. It stings. But like we said throughout the course of the night, man, it stings because we all care so much. We get mad. We get angry. It is what it is. We're going to go play football this upcoming Saturday. And I say it all the time. It kind of became a theme in 2022 because Tennessee was hot. Tennessee was winning. And I kept telling people, man, soak this in. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every win. Because I grew up in the 90s when we won 9-10 games every single season. And now I went through the dark ages with Derek Dooley and Lane Kiffin and Butch Jones and all these clowns. And, man, it makes me remember how special it was back when we won. We're a fourth of the way through this season, a fourth of the way through this regular season. Yeah, I get it. It's not a big-time matchup against Georgia coming up this Saturday, but let's soak it in, drink it in. Let's go play ball and see if we can have something as we get into the meat of the schedule. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Augusta Lawn Care of Athens becomes a member of the channel. Augusta Lawn Care of Athens. That's a very interesting membership.
Cool.
Anyway. All right. We love y'all. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up yet, do it on the way out the door. We were right at 500. But for Coach Jay, for Captain D, for Foul Ming, my name's Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.